Hi guys, my name is Trevor ILESLEY, teaching 3 letters and the truth, and it's called the Be Me Being. BME, body, mind, energy. The 3 things that you need to understand. This is the new identity to who you are. Transforming yourself from a human being into a Be Me Being can actually save your life as it has saved mine. Are you going through this process of trying to understand who you are but cannot find an answer? Are you starting to look into spirituality, trying to feel that that's where your answers lay but still don't understand it? I did the same thing. I was looking at spirituality as being the answer to the problems of my life. But again, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the simple answer to understanding the pains of what I was going through. So when we look at spirituality, it seems to me the crux of it all is all about meditation. But if you're like me, I'm not into the meditation. Sitting there with my eyes closed doing nothing seems a bit of a waste of time for me. Maybe it does for you, or you can't shut the mind up anyway. I wanted to come here and really express life, not shut it down and sort of go into myself. I wanted to be able to express myself. I wanted to do something that was exciting. I wanted to do something that was different. So trying to find the simplest way came in 3 letters, be me. 3 letters, 2 words, be me, know thyself. But do you know thyself? So it's not really about trying to understand spirituality. For me, it was about trying to understand me. It was trying to understand my mind. It was trying to understand life. That's before we got into the world of spirituality, because to me, true spirituality is when you leave this body. Spirit. Spirituality, spiritual, you all are spirit. You are all spirit. So we have to kind of recognize that now to find the spirit of you. The human being, as I've been saying for a long time now, it will kill you. It was killing me. And I've seen what human beings do on this planet. And quite frankly, none of that is spiritual. None of that even comes from a higher level of consciousness that even appreciates who they are or life itself. So the planet really is in trouble. No, let's rephrase that. The planet is not in trouble. The planet is fine. Human beings are in trouble because everyone is causing trouble. So what is the simplification of what it is that you're looking for? Let's simplify it. You don't like the way you feel. So what are you looking for? I'd like to feel good. That's all. That's all I want. I don't like the way I feel. Boy, it would feel great to feel good in my life. Now, I've spoken to a lot of people. They've done a lot of traveling, the road to Santiago. They've trekked up the mountains of Peru to see shamans, and they've spent time in ashrams with certain gurus. And they ring me. They speak to me, and I say, why are you ringing me then? I say, what's the problem? And they say, I never found what I was looking for. Oh. So what was you looking for? And they say, I don't know. I say, well, that's why you didn't find what you was looking for. I say this, how about if what you was looking for was a feeling? That's it, just a feeling. And there's that moment that they didn't have to spend all that money. They didn't have to go tramping up mountains to visit gurus. They just needed to understand the feeling. So what was the problem? Problem was the feeling. The problem was the reaction. So what is the answer? I need to feel a little bit differently. Human being made me feel a certain way. When I went into depression, that also made me feel a certain way. Now, here's the mistake. When you're in that place of the cocoon, in the depression, in the dark night of the soul, you want to run back and be a human being. Doesn't work. You can't go back. I hear this time and time and time again. And I say to people, why go back? Because if you do manage to go back and pick up the being that you used to be, you just travel into depression again, because that's what got you in depression in the first place. It was who you were that fell into the hole of deep darkness. The soul doesn't want to relive that journey anymore. It's done that once, twice, maybe 3 times, maybe for the last 20 years of your life. It wants to advance. It wants to move forward. It needs to evolve. The soul has come here to experience, and it's all about feelings. So, how do you feel? Because healing is all about the feeling. So we look at spirituality because we're trying to see if it changes our feelings. And many of you have become Reiki masters. Did it change your feelings? Did it really change who you are as a being? Did it completely transform your life? Maybe it did. My guess is it didn't. It may have changed something, may have given you something to look at. It may have put you on the journey of evolution, of getting into something outside of yourself. And the reason why we do all of these things is because you are never enough. So we have to have a title. We have to call it something. So this is why I bring the Be Me. It's not a title that's outside of myself. I don't say, I'm a guru, I'm a Reiki master, or any of these things. I just simply say it's about being me. The message that I bring is about being me, as it is about being you. So I share being me. But through understanding life, and there's a lot to do with Be Me, it comes in many, many codes and many, many different stages of going from one Be Me into another Be Me, into another Be Me, into another Be Me. For me, when it started to happen, I just wanted to get out of depression. I just wanted to feel good about myself so that I could go back to doing what I used to do. But the more I tried to go back to doing what I used to do, it wasn't happening. It was like that bad dream nightmare. Have you ever had that nightmare where you're walking in a house, let's say, and it seems a bit dark and a little bit dingy, and you go through this door and you know that you've just left the door behind you, and you walk into this room and you think, oh my God, I'm starting to feel a little bit lost. And so therefore you think, oh, I'll run back through the door. And as you run back through the door, thinking you're going to get back to where you started from, you go into a different place, you're into a different world, and it seems like you're getting more and more lost. The interesting thing for me is my dreams that I was having was always to do with the train station. Time and time again, train station. So just to share with you, because it may be happening to you, I don't know if spirit or your level of consciousness or your awakening is trying to give you the same dreams as I had. So there I am, I'm heading off to the train station, right? Now you've got to go and buy a ticket, right? So I would have sort of bags with me. So I'd be carrying a couple of bags and everything that I thought was important to me, maybe my phone, maybe my laptop, me luggage. So as I'm walking towards trying to get a ticket, all of a sudden, my possessions start to go missing. Where's my laptop? So I've not even got to get to the ticket station yet because my laptop's gone. I thought, where's my laptop gone? So then all of a sudden, you're looking around for your laptop. And so you start walking off. Maybe you're going to catch somebody that's walking off with your laptop. And so therefore, you start walking up these stairs trying to find your laptop. And then you notice your iPhone is gone. And then fear starts to set in. So you never actually get to the ticket master to buy your ticket. So that means I don't know where I'm going. Now trust me on this one, it took me a long time to fathom out what was happening. And then here's another interesting thing. When I'd moved around different places, it was really strange that I was living right next to railway stations. So close, in fact, that I was living in a house and it was called the station house, which meant if I opened up my living room window, I was on the platform. The platform was outside my window. Now, I still hadn't fallen in why all of these journeys and all of these dreams was always about the railway station. So again, you have to work it out. Where are you going? You cannot buy a ticket if you don't know where you're going. And so therefore, you run back in fear because you don't know where you're going. The dark night of the soul, depression, is all about that. And trying to understand spirituality is like that as well, because the more you try to understand it, the more you just want to give up and just run back and say, do you know what, I'm done. I can't get into this. It's not doing anything for me. I felt the same. And I used to say to myself, my God, there's got to be something more simple than this. There must be something simple. It can't be this hard to try and understand what is it that I'm after. Where is it I want to go? What is it I want to experience? Surely life is not this difficult. Well, of course it is. And I'll tell you why. The human being has made it very difficult. So that's why human beings create different ideas about what it means, and it loses the plot. It loses all essence of who it is, what is the journey, how am I meant to feel? And nobody has really sat you down and sort of tried to educate you on feelings. Feelings is a great truth and the truth shall set you free is when you understand why you feel a certain way. Now, we all know that experiences can make you feel a certain way. Something happens to your car, something happens to a family member, you lose some sort of a possession that you own. So it's always about that, isn't it? It's always about fear. So your dreams can be a lot about fear. So I would want to find a spirituality that would teach me about fear. Not so much about enlightenment and happiness, that's what they teach. It's like, how to be enlightened, how to go into meditation. No, I want to find somebody that said, can you teach me about fear? Because I seem to be experiencing a lot of fear and I don't like the feeling. That's when I connected in with my own self. That's the being me self that says, okay, we need to work out this fear. And so therefore, the more I'm trying to look for happiness, or the more I'm trying to go back to who I used to be, fear was coming with me. So therefore, it didn't know the journey. I couldn't buy the ticket at the station because I didn't know where I was going. So when you start losing things, it's teaching you, what do you have left? Is your iPhone important? Is your laptop important? Is your luggage important? No, it's not. And that's why a lot of you are losing material things because none of them are important. They're not. What is important is you. So what's your destiny? What's your destination? Where are you going? What are you aiming for? What are you looking for? My guess is, you know what? It's as simple as this. A spirituality that I can find and feel and be good about myself. Nothing more. Don't want to become a millionaire. Don't want to be traveling around the world. I just want to feel good about life. I want to be able to look at life and say, you know what? I love life. I actually don't want to leave it because I love it that much. And there's many nights, many days I look at life and I sit around and I look at it and I go, I'm going to miss you one day. I look at my hands and I look at my face and I say, I'm going to miss you one day. You've got to get into that. That to me is simplifying spirituality. Because what is spirituality? Spirituality is to find a freedom in something. My guess is you're feeling very bad about yourself. So how nice would it be to feel free? Be me is about freedom. I wanted to free myself from pain, the system, the education of it all. I wanted to be able to live my life in the way that I wanted to. And that can only come when you understand your feelings. Your feelings are an incredible teacher, and everyone is not using it properly because it's covered with the words of emotion. And if it's covered with the words of emotion, then it's called a problem. So when you hear me talk about balancing my emotions, that's about balancing your emotions. It's as simple as that. It cannot get any more simple because you're commanding your body and your mind to think of only one thing. Balance my emotions. Balance my emotions. Balance my emotions. It puts your body into a state of following your command. And only then, when you have balanced your emotions, then you start to get to the feeling. Feeling and emotions are completely different. Emotions come from experiences that you've collected. But once you understand the wisdom of that and the story of the soul of that, then you start to get to the feeling. And that's the truth. The truth of how you feel is your feelings. It's not so much your emotions. That's been given to you. That's been passed on to you from your family, from your experiences. And that's the heaviness that you feel. Trying to understand something that is simple cannot be given any simple than 3 letters. Be me. I tried everything to understand spirituality. And through Be Me, that's like taking the alphabet, 26 letters, and picking out 3 letters, because this is what I had to do, pick out 3 letters and create a new identity for life. Use them 3 letters to be able to heal yourself and others. Use them 3 letters to change your eyesight, your hearing, and the way that you feel about yourself, and love the planet that you live on. An impossible task. Yes, it was. But I simplified it. I had written thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of writings. But what good was that? How can I explain to somebody what my spirituality was talking about if you had to read thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of work? It didn't work. For me to be able to explain a truth to you has to come in 3 letters, 2 words, 1 meaning. 3, 2, 2, 1. Be me, as it is in being you. You don't like the way you feel. What you're looking for is a place where you can feel good about yourself. I'm offering Skype sessions now. They're teaching sessions. I want to teach you. I will use a whiteboard and I will do it like a seminar. And I will teach you what I know step by step to be able to get you to understand that it's you that you're looking for, not spirituality. You're trying to understand your body. You're trying to understand your mind. You're trying to understand your energy. That's being me. Same as I did. Once you get that right, then you can spend the next 20, 30 years of your life being the butterfly that you should have been. And that means to appreciate who you are and to be able to love and appreciate life. You don't need any more than that. The details will be at the end of this video. If you want to come through, join me. I shall teach you what I know. And we can spend a good hour or so understanding the code that was given to me and the code that I'd worked out that basically saved my life and changed my feelings. My name is Trevor, and I'll see you on the other side.